Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the last topic of this chapter. So today's topic is based on the earlier topic, that is climate and adaptation. We have discussed in the earlier class about the climate in the polar regions. Today we'll be discussing another climatic condition, that is the tropical rainforest. Now the name itself gives us a idea about the type of the climate or the region in which this type of climate occurs. We will get some idea about it from the name itself. So this is one picture you can see. In the tropical rainforest, as the name suggests, tropical as well as rainforest, so it looks like this. This is the Amazon rainforest, which is one of the largest, you can say, of the tropical rainforest in the world. So let us begin. The tropical region has generally a hot climate because of its location near the equator. So we have already got the idea of where this type of rainforest occurs. Yes, you are right. It occurs in those areas which are near to the equator, mainly. And also the climate is very hot. Now, even in the coldest month, the temperature is higher than about 15 degrees Celsius, and during the hot summers, the temperatures may cross 40 degrees Celsius. So in the tropical rainforest, you can see how hot it is. Even in the coldest months, say for example in the December and the January months, it is very cold normally. But even then, the temperature does not go below 15 degrees centigrade. And in summers, it's already very hot, as you know, so it may go above 40 degrees Celsius. Now, days and nights are almost equal in length throughout the year. In those regions, the days and the nights are almost 12 hours each. So why this happens? Because of this factor. As we have learned in the earlier class that the Earth's axis is a little bit tilted, it's not straight. So the distribution of the sunlight across the whole of the Earth is uneven. But only in the case of the equatorial regions which are near the equator. You can see this is the equator, the middle. If we divide the Earth into two halves, then the middle portion is called the equator. So those regions which are near the equator, if you see, this is the whole, you can say, seasonal change during the whole year. So if you see carefully, this region which is near the equator, those regions receive equal amount of sunlight throughout the year. It has no change in it. So as a result of which, the amount of sunlight is also even over there, and as well as the length of day and night are also equal. It is nearly 12 hours each. Now next, the tropical rainforest regions get plenty of rainfall. Yes, this is one of the important feature, as a result of which you can see in this first picture that it is full of greenery. So definitely, if it is green, then definitely there is a lot of rainfall. Now moving on. Tropical rainforests are found in Western Ghats and Assam in India, and in Southeast Asia, Central America and Central Africa around the world. So if you see in the world map, this is the world map, you can see only in these regions the tropical rainforests are found. Here in India, in the Western Ghats, that means in the western coastal regions, near the western coastal regions, there is the Western Ghats. Then in Assam, this region. Then in Southeast Asia, this is the Southeast Asia, so South China, then Indonesia, Malaysia, all these are the Southeast Asia countries. Then here in the Central Africa, in the Congo region, here mainly. You can see here, this is the Central Africa. Then Central America, this is the Central America, this is like Panama, Mexico, all this. And in the, this is also the Central America, you can say. Say for example Brazil, then Ecuador, all these places you find this tropical rainforest. Now because of the continuous warmth and rain, this region supports a wide variety of plants and animals. Yes, since it receives even amount of sunlight and rainfall, which is very much required for the growth of the plants especially, so as a result you find a wide variety of plants over there, as well as due to this suitable climate, a wide variety of animals are also found over those regions. Now the major type of animals living in those rainforests are monkeys, apes, gorillas, leopards, lizards, snakes, elephants, birds and insects. So all the deadly creatures are mostly found over there. From the name itself you can see in this list. So this is one picture depicting those. These are leopards. So this is python, you can see here. Many different kinds of birds, insects, monkeys, apes, gorillas, all these things you find in those tropical rainforest regions. Now we'll be discussing something about the adaptations, how the animals adapt themselves in those tropical rainforest for their survival. So first one is, since the climatic conditions in the rainforest is highly suitable for supporting an enormous number of plants and animals, so there is an intense competition for food, yes, and shelter as well. Yes, obviously, say for example in a particular place, if there are a lot of people or the population of the people is more, then definitely there will be a competition or scarcity of food. So in those tropical rainforests also, since there is a wide variety of plants and animals living in the same habitat, in the same environment, so there is a huge competition for food as well as for shelter. Now many animals are adapted to living on the trees, such as the red-eye frog has developed sticky pads on its feet to help it climb trees on which it lives. So some animals like the red-eyed frog, you can see here the picture, the red-eyed frog. So it has developed some sticky pads. You can see its legs are having some sticky pads. You will not see the legs, these are limbs, you can say. They are having sticky pads. And this helps them to climb in the trees. And why they have developed this? Because they mainly remain in the trees. This is the red-eyed frog. Now, next are monkeys. We all know monkeys live on trees because they have a good grasping capability. They can grasp the branches with the help of their hands and feet as well as with the help of their tails. So, they live upon trees mainly. This is a monkey, as you can see. It is holding this branch with the help of its tail, long tail, as well as with his limbs, forelimbs, and as well as sometimes with his legs as well. Now, as there is a competition for food, as we have said, there are a large number of plants and animals living together in the same place. So there is a competition of food, definitely. So there are some birds which has found out some suitable techniques of procuring or getting their food. So such an example of a bird is the toucan. This is a toucan, you can see. So what it does actually, if you see carefully, its beak is very prominent. It's very large, you can say. So what it does, if there is a, it mainly feeds on the fruits, small nuts type of fruits. So whenever there is a fruit, it doesn't need to go to that exact branch because sometimes the branches are so thin that it can't hold on to the weight of this bird. So what it does, with the help of this beak, large beak, it directly goes to capture that food or possess that food. So without even reaching that tiny branch, it can directly use its beak to reach that fruit, which is much higher or in such a position where the bird itself can reach and sit on that branch and eat that fruit. So it can do it with the help of its beak. the long beak you can see. This is the beak. Now, many tropical animals have sensitive hearing, sharp eyesight, thick skin, and skin color which helps them to camouflage by blending with the surroundings. This helps them to protect from predators. For example, leopards, jaguars, pythons. So their skin is in such a way that it can easily hide themselves in the surroundings of the environment or the surroundings of the forest. So for example, the leopard, you can see it has easily blended itself or mixed itself with the surrounding, the leaves, the dead leaves you can see, or the shadows of the trees. It has blended itself in such a way that it can hide itself from the predators, as well as it helps in for the hunting their prey, so that their prey doesn't feel their presence in the forest, so they can easily hunt without even getting spotted out. So this is a leopard, as you can see. Now next, the lion-tailed macaw, which is also called the beard ape, lives in the rainforest of the Western Ghats. This is Western Ghats is in India. So one of the special feature of this lion-tailed macaw is its big silver white mane, which surrounds it from the head to the cheek down to its chin. You can see here the whole of the facial portion is surrounded by this silver white mane. This is called the mane. It looks like a hairs, elongated hairs, but no, it's the mane, you can say. So this is the specialty of this lion-tailed macaw. Now they are good climber and spends a major part of their life on their tree. It eats mostly on fruits, but sometimes it also eats seeds, young leaves, stems, flowers, and buds. So mainly they are tree dwellers, or you can say that they live on the trees. They very hardly they come down from the trees, because most of their food items are available in the tree itself. So they mainly feed on the fruits, or you can say the food items which are available on the tree. So they hardly feel the need to come down from the tree. Now the last one is the elephant. As we all know, elephants are also found in the rainforest. Even here in Assam, we can see the elephant, the Indian elephant. There are also another you can say types of elephants, such as the African elephant, but no, we are talking about the Indian elephant. So it has adapted itself to the surrounding of the rainforest in a very remarkable way. It uses its trunk as a nose, which is a very good sense of smell, as well as it helps it while picking up the fruit from the ground. Moreover, it uses its tusks. These are the tusks. These are tusks. There is a modified teeth, you can say, and this helps in breaking the things or ripping apart the trees or in searching the food items. Now the large ears, you can see these are very big ears. They are not only used for hearing the very soft sounds from a long distance, but as well as it helps them to keep themselves cool, like a fan, you can say. They move their ears, and it also helps them to keep themselves cool during the hot summers. As you know that the rainforest, the climatic condition is very hot and humid. So in order to keep themselves cool, they use these ears as air flaps, or they can flap their ears and keep themselves cool. So these are the different kinds of animals and plants, or you can say animals, birds, or whatever living organisms that live on this rainforest region. You can see how they have adapted themselves in order to survive in those climatic conditions, and as well as for finding their food and shelter. So I hope you all have understood this chapter. You can again go back, revise this chapter by yourself, and see for yourself how these climatic conditions differ around the world, and how these climatic conditions make the living environment different for different living organisms living in there, how they adapt themselves to their surroundings for their survival. All these things you can again revisit and recapitulate. So that's it then for today. Thank you and have a nice day.